So imagine you have an old, rusted out car. Maybe back in its heyday, the car was nice. Maybe it's like an old German car. But now, 25 years later, it's all rusted out at the bottom. Maybe the windshield is cracked, headlights don't work. Someone decides they want to make this car go faster. So they decide they want to throw in a big turbo engine. This is my rendition of a turbo engine. And they want to put it in this car. How much faster do you think the car is going to go? It might go faster for a little bit, for a couple of seconds, and then it's probably going to die out. It's probably going to die out going out. It's probably going to die out. And that's the same thing as putting in automation into a offer that doesn't work, or a bad offer. Because automation cannot fix a bad offer. So in this video, I'm going to discuss kind of like the warning signs of a bad offer, what you can do to actually fix it, and how AI plus automation actually fits in once you have a good offer. So first off, what actually makes a bad offer? Bad offers confuse people. They don't compel them to take action. And you know you have a bad offer when you're experiencing some of the following things. Repeating what you do over and over again to clients, because they probably don't understand what you do, or what type of offer what type of value you provide. Clients, and then even if you do manage to explain to a client, explain to a potential lead what you do, sometimes I guess they might sign on thinking that you do something else, but really you offer this. And then that in turn makes it even more difficult to communicate your value. So you start running into these problems. It leads to low CTRs, low click-through rates, so that's low engagement, low response rates, also low engagement, and then also constant customer objections. They don't believe that you can do the work. They don't believe that you. It's not the objections aren't often about price. They're about if you can even provide the value you're speaking about, provide the value you're talking about. And what does that lead to? That leads to a failing business. Number two, you know you have a weak offer, you know you have a bad offer because bad offers get lost in the noise. And that's because of a weak value proposition. Your value proposition is what makes you attractive, what makes your business, what makes your offer attractive to your potential clients. It's it's part positioning, it's part creativity, but I can go into further depth of what a value proposition is in another video. But essentially, if you have a good value proposition, you can define the following. You have a problem statement. You can define exactly what you solve. There's a reason for customers to buy now, and there's a reason for them to buy quickly. So you have a sense of urgency, and there's also a unique promise that differs from everyone else. So this promise could be maybe like a money back guarantee, but you position it and use creativity to make it more unique and different from your competitors. But if you don't have that, again, this leads to low CTRs, low response rates, and constant customer objections. In turn, leads to a failing business. Third is you're targeting the wrong audience. You might have the right offer, but it's not for the right audience. Targeting the targeting the wrong audience will never work because those people don't want what you're selling. You have to ask yourself, do these people actually want what I'm selling? Do these people have the problem that I'm trying to solve? You only want to you only want to sell to people who are in desperate need. And it just makes your job 100% easier. So I don't care what Jay-Z says. You cannot sell water to a whale. You cannot sell ice to an Eskimo, and you cannot sell fire in hell because they don't need it. But if you do try to do that, one, your job is 10 million times harder, but it also leads to low CTRs, low response rates, constant customer objections, and then you have a failing business. So, how do we fix this? We fix this by working on a new morning routine, waking up at 3 a.m. No, I'm just playing. Obviously, that's not going to work. You want to refocus it. We fix this by working with this guy and using his value equation. And if you don't know who that is, that's Alex Hormozy. Everyone probably knows who he is, but he's the author of $100 million offers, and he kind of goes through this framework in that book of the value equation. So essentially, it's the dream outcome of your client times the perceived likelihood of achievement over the time delay, effort, and sacrifice they have to do to achieve that dream. And that is where your value lies. So how do we use this to bulletproof our offer? So number one is we have to define our client's dreams and we have to define our client's dream results. And that's both big picture and small picture. So big picture would be maybe I want to go public with my business and make $1 billion. Or in small picture could be as small as systemizing a certain task so they don't have to do it anymore. We want to list out their perceived problems that are stopping them from achieving that goal, and then we want to turn those problems into solutions. So that problem could be not enough time, and then we can change that into solution by creating an automation that handles that, so they don't have to actually dedicate their time to doing that. So next is we want to calculate how long it will take them to see results. That's kind of like the time frame of your promise, or how fast you can deliver your promise, really. So lastly is to define what additional costs and inconveniences they must endure to achieve the desired results. So that basically just means what is the work they have to put in to actually get the results. Like what's the thing that they don't want to do, but they have to do in order to get the results? So is it putting in more hours in the workday? Is it hiring more staff? Is it spending more money on a marketing budget? Those are all things that are kind of sacrifices and extra efforts they have to make to achieve their desired goal or desired result. So when you put all that together, it allows you to create a clear statement of your value. Our example here, what we do for credit repair businesses is that we revive dead leads, do that within 72 hours without them having to lift a finger or work, so without them having to do manual work. So the perceived likelihood of achievement or the sacrifice, and this kind of doubles here. So this statement here, without having to lift a finger, kind of doubles as both the perceived likelihood of achievement, which is the problem that they face, and also the effort and sacrifice they have to make, which is having to do manual work and having to reach out to multiple people. And then the time delay is obviously here within 72 hours. So once we have this clear value statement here, how does AI automation and agents actually fit in? So now with our bulletproof offer, we can actually use AI for what it's intended for, and it's intended to leverage. So going back to the car example, if the car is shitty, if the car is rusted out, if the car is old, putting in a turbo, putting in automation is not going to make the car go much faster. Or if it does make it go faster, it won't last because the car can't support that type of system. And that goes to simple math. 0 times 10 is still 0. If your offer is a 0, but you have automation, AI, you have all this fancy stuff that's a 10, you're still going to get a 0. But if you have a 10 out of 10 offer and you have 10 out of 10 automation, AI, and you leverage, that was 100. That's where you actually see actual growth. So with a strong and clear offer, it makes it easy for us to design appropriate systems and prompts. So when you're making these AI systems, you're systemizing anything, you have to know what exactly is needed, what exact nuances go into it. There's all these different things that goes into creating a system. And for AI, for automation, it's the prompts. We want to have this clear statement of value because we want to know exactly what we're trying to deliver. That allows us to work backwards and kind of reverse engineer our system to create these prompts. So that means we can automate the tasks that actually matter because if we know what the offer delivers and we know that the offer doesn't have any holes in it, we know exactly what tasks we need to automate and what tasks actually will make the business actually better, what tasks will actually make the offer better, what tasks will make the offer be delivered more quickly, more efficiently, and more cost effectively. And then we can see the overall business effect of AI if we have a clear offer because This is more about the profitability. If we have a system that doesn't is automating a broken offer, you're wasting resources, you're wasting money because obviously AI automation is not free. So if the offer is not AIifying the system, it's not going to bring in any money, it's not going to bring in revenue, and then you have a failing business. Understanding what weakens an offer, whether it's unclear value, misdirected targeting, or diluted benefits, you will be able to unlock the path to fixing. Knowing these pitfalls will help you picture the potential when your offer is actually reinforced. Strong foundations turn genuine growth into more than a possibility and it becomes a reality. So, for those who are ready to strengthen these foundations and these fundamentals, consider what Carol Launch can do for you. Explore our free resources, book a launch session with us, and we can focus on building authentic and sustainable growth for your company without having to hire more staff. So if you found value here, please give us a nod by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thanks for being here, and I'll chat with you soon.